Hey, Brian King here. I'm going to try something new today. I want to deliver this to you in the style of video blogging. So there's going to be a little extra bling on this video, as you will soon see. And let me know how you like it. See if it's something you'd like me to continue doing. One thing that I try to make sure of is that I deliver value to you every day, something you can use, something that will encourage you to reflect, take new action, do something in order to increase the quality of your life and the impact you make on the world. And from day to day, I'm never quite sure what I'm going to share with you. I like being in that creative flow and being hit with a spark of inspiration. And that's usually where I get the topic from that I'm going to be sharing with you. And last night is no different. I had a typical work day and I took a nap in the afternoon, which threw off my sleep schedule. So I was up later than usual. So I was too tired to read. So I started flipping through the channels and I came across this Denzel Washington movie called The Equalizer that I'd never heard of. But it was Denzel and he's pretty awesome. So I figured I'd give it a chance. And the main character, it started out that he was working in a Home Depot like setting. And they kept asking him, hey man, you weren't always doing this. What'd you do before you were here? And he made up these outrageous things like he was one of the pips for Gladys Knight and all that. But the reality was he was a former CIA operative and he had retired. And he was just trying to live an ordinary life until somebody close to him was hurt badly. And he went on this revenge killing spree, typical action flick. But what it got me thinking of was how he was in this job that he liked. He liked helping people, but it was using so little of what he had to offer. Not talking about the killing part, the strategy, the intellect really went unused. And I see this so often in the ADHD community. When we talk about how they are underemployed, way beneath their capacity, or unemployed entirely. Same goes for people with dyslexia, Asperger's, you name it. And why is that? It isn't because other people won't give them a chance. That's part of it. A larger part of it is the really lousy confidence our kiddos and our adults have. And that's a longer subject. I won't get into that too much in this conversation. But the main part of it is how much we hold ourselves back because of how many limiting beliefs we hold, how much we are fear and anxiety driven, how much those emotions, especially anxiety, keep us from taking action to improve our skills, move ourselves along that continuum of what it means to have ADHD or Asperger's, because there are levels of severity of the symptoms. And in many cases, we will just hold ourselves hostage by saying, I have ADHD, this is it, this is the reason, therefore I can't progress, and I will amount to nothing. I'll just stay in my room all day and play video games, which are not life skills, and nobody will ever hire us to do. Okay. And as I thought more about that, I also thought about a story from my own life, which I think I was probably late 20s. I was taking a break from my social work studies from college because I'd had such an awful experience there socially that I had told myself, again, this was an opinion, a decision that I made, that maybe I'm not cut out for that. Maybe I'm not good enough. So because I'd closed that door with my stinking thinking, I was left floundering with, what do I do now? Well, my sister is a radiological technician, meaning she's the one that takes the x-rays. And I asked her about it, hey, how were the classes? Were they particularly hard? And, is it something that she thought would be good for me? And she says, try it out. So I enrolled in those classes and they were okay, nothing that really excited me. But I kept focusing on, this is a career path of some kind. It will earn me more money than I can make with the lack of skills I had now, and it will better help me provide for my family. I was doing great in the classes. I was getting mostly A's. I was got a couple B's. And when I was on the internship site, they send you out into the community to work at medical centers or doctor's offices that have x-ray machines or hospitals so that you can practice what it is you're learning in real life situations. And they pair you with an experienced rad tech. They don't just let you loose with radiation, okay? So one day we were all sitting at lunch together. It was myself, a couple fellow students, and a bunch of the radiology technicians. And one of the girls that was a fellow student of mine was having a really rough time with her boyfriend. And she was telling us about it, kind of getting it off her chest. And I asked her if she minded if I had offered her some guidance. So I went into some complex explanation as to what I thought was possibly happening between them and some things that she could do to improve the communication and so on. So one of the rad techs stops what he's doing and he looks at me and he says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "What are you doing here?" He said, "You should be a psychologist or something. You shouldn't be doing this." And that really hit me upside the head because social work was something that I had told myself I probably wasn't cut out for. And now somebody that I respected just told me that I had made the wrong decision. He didn't say it in so many words, but he essentially really got me thinking. And I went home that night and did some soul searching and was honest with myself and realized I really was not happy in the rad tech program and I needed to figure out a way to get back into social work. Long story short, that's what I did. I made the shift back and I ended up getting my master's degree and here we are. But my question to you is, if this is true for you, if this is true for somebody in your life, how much time do you spend cutting off options for yourself, thinking of reasons why something isn't going to work? Saying, "Oh, it's too hard," or "people won't like me," or "what if I fail?" Or a lot of nonsensical questions that are not deal breakers. They're just things that stir up anxiety and cause you to want to recoil in fear instead of take the chance to finding out how far you can stretch yourself to see just what you're capable of producing. Now, I'm not saying any of this is easy. Nothing worthwhile is. And in many cases, you will need the support of someone to coach you through it, someone to give you the guidance, the accountability, make sure you follow through, and be your cheerleading section to make sure you don't give up on yourself. So I really want you to think about this and email me and let me know what you're thinking. What's working for you now? What's not working for you? What are you doing to sabotage your ability to become all that you can be? And if there's anything I can do to help you, make sure you let me know because that's why I'm here. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to your feedback. This has been Brian. I'll talk to you tomorrow.